Push.
Play.
Previously on Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. Be careful. The first kill will happen tonight. Someone will definitely kill someone. I discovered that there were several puncture wounds around Byakuya's chest and abdominal region. Deep wounds, deep enough to reach his lungs and internal organs. It can be assumed that a very thin, sharp object around 5 millimeters in diameter was used to stab him over and over again, which is what I believe. Isn't that pretty thin? That's as thin as an ice pick or an awl. So this is everyone's standing position before the blackout. Everyone's pretty much in the dining hall. And now we continue our gameplay of Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
Mommy. Aww.
During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Such a cruel rule.
Before we begin, I'd like to confirm one thing. Is there really a killer among us?
Most definitely. There's no doubt that the blackened is lurking among you. Such a sad state of affairs, isn't it? By the way, this class trial is gonna be 100% fair, so there's no need to worry. I'm the type who hates favoritism and prejudice. Well, not as much as I hate Monami, of course.
You hate me that much?
Now, let's begin.
You're telling us to begin, but what are we supposed to do?
No complaining, let's just settle this with our fists.
Were you even listening to the rules? Anyway, why don't we try talking about the most pressing issue on our minds?
The most pressing issue on our minds?
Where we found the body. It's very strange to find a body underneath a table.
Then, let's start with that mystery.
It's weird to find a body anywhere. That doesn't mean anything. If it's where it's located, it's still a dead body. So weird. So weird. The reason why Byakuya's body was discovered under the dining hall table, we can start with that. But ultimately, we need to find out who murdered him. If we can't do that... No, thinking about if is a waste of time. We have to do this, no matter what.
No, I don't think the killer moved the body.
Huh? Why? Try to remember what the body looked like when we found it under the table. Though there was a lot of blood everywhere, there was no sign the killer actually dragged the body through it.
Why was there another sheet with blood on it, though? I mean, not sheet, but tablecloth.
That's why you think it's impossible that the killer moved the body. I see. I get your point.
Aww. And here I thought I had a genius idea.
Too bad you're so stupid and boring and unpopular. Your life is meaningless.
Gee whiz. And then she just gives you that sweet face, like, yes, I said it.
What are you gonna do about it?
I respond better to praise, you know.
Looks like you're responding a lot already.
But if the killer didn't move the body, why was it under the table?
To hide it? Maybe he was hiding?
Byakuya was probably killed under the table.
What? You think he was killed under the table?
That's what I said. How long is this trial gonna be? 14 hours? Just because y'all keep repeating what I say?
So Byakuya snuck under the table for reasons unknown, and that's when he was killed. Then, shortly thereafter, we found his body under the table.
That does make sense, but why did he go under the table?
Obviously, he was hiding so he could surprise us. That dude was always a big jokester.
Please do not tell me you actually believe that.
The hell he was? You seriously couldn't tell what kind of person he was?
Maybe he panicked during the blackout and dove under the table.
How does that protect us, though? How is he protecting us by hiding under the table?
It's a blackout, not an earthquake. Just because the power went out doesn't mean you dive under the table.
The reason why is probably connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, don't you think?
Before the party even started, Byakuya was being unusually cautious about any dangerous items. If that's the case, he dove under the table because of that. Oh, I couldn't see the last word. Because of that. Let's see, the victim's body was this. No. Okay, because of. The party dishes. Nope. Is that it? Don't we have the note that oh. Okay, there's more things. What happened to the note that we found in his room? This is it. What? How do you know? This may sound presumptuous, but I think that's wrong. Oh, they have her tied in the back. Oh, mon ami. Okay, fine. Crap. Everyone's staring. Looks like I just made a fool of myself in front of everyone. Even my 66 subscribers. That's fine. I'm human. Before the party even started, Byakuya was being unusually cautious about any dangerous items, so he put it under, I guess, the knife. I can
prove it with this.
What? Oh!
It probably has something to do with the knife we found under the table.
And that's why he went under the table?
Knife? Oh, you mean that thing that obviously screams, I am the murder weapon!
Yep, but it's not.
Byakuya probably noticed the knife was hidden there. So in order to get it, he moved under the table.
He put the knife there? Okay. Okay, maybe. He had the night vision goggles, maybe, because he would have been able to see? Okay, fine.
He was particularly sensitive to the presence of dangerous items, so I cannot deny that possibility.
Okay. Didn't he give, a hard time over the list? That's why I thought maybe he didn't have anything to do with the knife.
But how did he notice that there was a knife under the table?
If he knew beforehand, he probably would have done something about it before the blackout, right?
Exactly.
Then, instead of knowing about it beforehand, maybe he saw it right at that moment.
You mean like blackout, dive under table? Oh, look, a knife? Like, is that what you're saying?
Like, for example, he might have seen someone trying to take the knife out from under the table.
Oh, that makes more sense.
No, that's not possible.
What? You seem rather confident about that.
Of course. I have proof to back me up.
Ooh. I like proof.
This is almost like a real trial!
This is nothing like a real trial. It's not. like a drill trial. Well, okay. People die sometimes after trials. Do people stand in circles in other countries that I don't know about? During the previous statement, there was only one weak spot. But from this point on, there will be various weak spots standing in your way. No matter how many weak spots there are, there will be only one lie or contradiction in the debate at a time. This means there will be false weak spots. If you shoot a false weak spot with a truth bullet, not only will you fail to refute what was said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. Gauge? If your influence gauge reaches 0, you will fail, so please be extra careful. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or mistakes. Also, if you concentrate by holding down the space key, you can progress the argument slowly. Progress. Please use it whenever you feel like the statements are moving too fast for you to aim. However, this does consume the focus gauge, so please be careful. If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Make your argument! Knife. Ooh, night vision goggles I think I should have done.
Byakuya ducked under the table.
Stop it.
During the blackout.
That sounds correct.
If that's the case... During the blackout, Mr. Ham Hands must have seen the killer take the knife.
But it was super pitch black. It was so dark I couldn't see my food.
Byakuya couldn't see in the dark either.
No, that's wrong. No, Byakuya was probably the only one who was able to see in the dark.
Why do you say that?
If he was using those night vision goggles we found under the table, he could have seen what was happening.
Being that the goggles are sold at the supermarket? At that place, at the store. Anyone could have had night vision goggles, which is a little scary.
So, are you saying Byakuya was the one who used those night vision goggles?
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Your reasoning is out of focus. No, that's obviously wrong. It should be the other way around.
That the killer had the goggles?
Other way around?
Seriously? The killer used those night vision goggles, not Byakuya.
Were you surprised by Mahiru's sudden argument? Of course I was. It didn't happen in the last one. Just between you and me, I was also surprised. I doubt that. Just kidding. I'm sorry. Now then, when this kind of argument surfaces, you will go into a one-on-one debate called Rebuttal Showdown. In this mode, you have to counter the other person's claim, draw out their weak spots, and argue against them. Please counter the other person's remarks with the WASD keys. Based on the shape of their remarks, it's important to know whether to cut vertically, sideways, or diagonally. Whoa. And based on that, you can skew the debate's mood to your advantage. On the other hand, if you ignore the other person's remarks, it will skew toward their advantage. What is this? No, I'm fine. I just don't know what's happening. In the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, a number that shows the sharpness of your counter is displayed. This is a number of times you can cut remarks during one round of the debate. You will lose counts of sharpness even if you miss, so please be careful. Whoa. When the mood skews to your advantage for a certain length of time, the other party's argument changes. This means the conversation will develop. If that happens, they will end up divulging some weak spots. However, you cannot normally cut remarks that contain weak spots. Instead, it will skew the mood toward the other party's advantage. Plus, it's going to be very big. Just like a regular debate, please refute any weak spots with the left mouse button. Of course, If you don't have the correct truth blade, you will not be able to cut an opponent's remark. Huh? What's a truth blade? I am terribly sorry. It appears there has been a delay in contacting you. I will make sure the person in charge of contacting you takes a very long vacation. In this mode, truth bullets will be called truth blades. That's about it. There won't be any other changes to your handbook menu. Only the name was changed, but don't you think a change in feeling is important? If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. That's fine. What?
If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
Thank you for telling me that. Think.
Because if then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality. So those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
Allow me to cut through those words. No, Byakuya was definitely the one who brought those night vision goggles.
Definitely? But why?
Inside the Duralumin case Byakuya had with him during the party, we found a smaller case for storing the night vision goggles.
Which means we can assume that the night vision goggles were kept inside that Duralumin case as well. Woohoo! I said assume! Ibuki never uses such clever language.
Plus, Byakuya was the only one who could have taken the night vision goggles out of the case, since he was carrying it around before the blackout in the first place.
I see. When you put it like that, it makes sense.
But it's sold at the market. Anyone could have had it. Come on.
Then, was that knife inside the case too? If there were night vision goggles inside, it wouldn't be weird for a knife to be in there too.
It would be weird.
I am weird, aren't I? At times like this, I'd rather be fantasizing about tonight's main dish.
I still haven't even eaten the food that you made. I don't even think there's any food left after all the stuff you made.
Ew! You totally mean that in a perverted way.
The knife was brought in the Duralumin case along with the night vision goggles too? No, that's not possible. The knife was hidden in the dining hall before the party even started. The place where the knife was hidden left behind proof. That makes me think that's the case. The duct tape.
I see! There was duct tape left under the table where the body was found. Huh? Duct tape? They probably hid the knife by duct taping it to the underside of the table.
Oh, so that's why we found duct tape there.
Though Byakuya was thorough, even he couldn't have noticed a weapon taped to the underside of the table.
He should have checked everywhere.
This may be off topic, but why was Byakuya acting so paranoid? Not only did he bring a self-defense kit, but he had night vision goggles inside the case too.
That's true. He went above and beyond being a little cautious.
Now that you mention it, that applies to the dangerous items he confiscated as well. It's one thing to be a little cautious, but performing a body check is a bit much.
He probably knew. Someone was planning to commit a murder.
Are you saying he predicted the murder? Could it be? Was he also in possession of the all-seeing eye?
You think so too, right, Hajime?
I don't like you. I don't like you. You're so suspicious. That's right. Wait, I didn't even get to read it. That's right. Byakuya probably knew something specific item notified him in advance. Get the murder threat.
I can prove it with this. Everyone, can you please take a look at this?
Be careful. The first kill will happen tonight. Someone will definitely kill someone.
Hey, the hell is this?
Hajime and I found this in Byakuya's cottage.
It looks like a threatening letter someone sent to him.
So, who's the someone?
Nobody besides Monokuma would write such a dumb, threatening letter like that.
Wasn't me!
Are you sure?
The only lies I tell are friendly lies!
That will not hold up in court. Objection.
Those are still lies.
Doesn't matter who wrote it yet. So, Byakuya became paranoid because of this threatening letter?
He probably decided to throw a party because of the letter.
What do you mean?
By gathering everyone in one place, he tried to create a situation where everyone could keep tabs on each other. In doing so, he tried to put the writer of the letter in a situation where they couldn't act.
But the letter might have been just a little prank.
As long as he was determined not to let any of us die, he couldn't take that risk. His strong sense of responsibility made him believe the letter was legitimate.
He should have told us he received a threatening letter.
Why? Okay, maybe. But y'all are crazy and abnormal. So, I would like to know, in an alternate universe, what they would have done if he had told them beforehand, how they would have reacted.
If he had, we would have panicked.
Oh, okay.
Byakuya probably knew that too.
So, he tried to do something about it without telling anyone?
He could have at least told everyone to stay in the room. No one dies in their room. Well, unless you look at the first one, the first Danganronpa, but no one dies in their room. Like, the chances of that are very slim. He could have just told him to stay in the room tonight, look at this letter. Ah, dumb.
I see. Strong sense of responsibility as our leader was his undoing.
Instead, let's just gather everyone together in one room where killing people is so much easier. Does that make sense?
Screw that noise! Who the hell wrote that letter?
You gonna beat it out of everyone? Just gonna beat people, start knocking them out.
Well, obviously, the killer.
The killer. Is it really one of us? Who is it? Among us, who's the one who killed Byakuya?
Enough already! Show yourself, you coward!
No. Your words aren't gonna make me sacrifice myself for death, so just stick that hamster right back in your pocket.
If they were willing to come forward, they never would have committed a murder in the first place.
Exactly. Hiyoko. High five, Hiyoko. Your brain, man. She's she the youngest one here? But I still can't believe it. Someone in this room killed Byakuya. There's no way I can believe that yet. Still?
Pardon me. Can I say something, please?
Please do.
What is it, Miss Sonia?
Ew.
I regret that I must return to this topic, but I just realized something concerning the night vision goggles. If Byakuya was indeed wearing those goggles, how did the killer manage to navigate in the dark?
You're right. They wouldn't have been able to see anything without the night vision goggles. But if the murderer had the goggles when they took the knife, then how did Byakuya see them?
Even if the knife bore some sort of mark, it would have been difficult to see it in that darkness.
Really? Oh. What? The knife that's hidden under the table with the glow-in-the-dark paint? No. The killer definitely used a mark. And because of this mark, the killer was able to get the knife from under the table into his hands. But how did he get to Byakuya? Byakuya wasn't wrapped up in glow-in-the-dark paint.
I see! What if the glowing paint was the mark? With that, you'd be able to get the knife even in the dark.
You'd still have to get to the table, get under the table, so you can get to the knife, and then find Byakuya. No? Why would he hide under the table? Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go. Let's go.
In actuality, the knife we found under the table and the duct tape stuck to the underside of the table were both marked with glowing paint, right?
Does that mean the killer painted them in advance? But painting them with glowing paint? It's as if they knew the blackout was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
They had to have already known. That's why they used the glowing paint as a mark. Which means whoever set up the blackout is the killer.
That seals it. The killer is whoever was in the office with the circuit breaker.
And it wasn't Pika Pika, because she was not feeling well. So, plan B. Ooh, was it?
Which means it was you, Peko Pekoyama!
I can't even believe. See, we already know it wasn't her. Why would you even say that?
Peko killed poor Byakuya!
Oh, no, she
Was
didn't.
this island not big enough for 2 glasses wearers?
Oh, my. Oh, I need my glasses. I'm fine, I can read.
I am not the killer. Oh, I guess she's not.
How can you believe her so easily?
I know. I mean, she's not, but that's funny how she was swayed so easily.
But with Peko's height, I don't think she'd be able to reach the circuit breaker in the office.
She has a sword. What does she have? A stick?
I don't care about a technicality like that. Peko's the one who tripped the breaker and caused the blackout.
By tripping the breaker directly from the office, Pico was the one who caused the blackout. Is that really what happened? No, it's not. After this debate, blue-colored weak spots will start appearing. If we call the weak spots you've seen up until now argue spots, the blue-colored weak spots will be called agree spots. When shooting agree spots with truth bullets, you need to flip your way of thinking. Instead of arguing that the other person's testimony contains lies or mistakes, please fire the truth bullets that prove the other person's testimony is correct. When your truth bullets merge with their weakness, it will become a logically sound agreement. Isn't it a little hot in here? From now on, you must infer whether it's best to argue or agree based on what's being debated. If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck, and have fun. Okay, so... we're figuring out...
Since Peko was in the office, she could have caused the blackout at any time.
That's impossible. Huh? Why is it impossible? Because I was not in the office. Not even before the blackout.
What happened to your guard duty?
Sorry. Oh, you weren't in the office? That's clearly a desperate excuse.
It is, but... the person's testimony is proof that Pico wasn't inside the office. Okay, so... during that time, Pico was somewhere other than the office. So she was the one who was in the bathroom?
Since Peko was in the office, she could have caused the blackout at any time.
That's impossible. Huh? Why is it impossible? Because I was not in the office. Not even before the blackout.
I agree with that. No, I think Peko is telling the truth.
So, was Nikomoto Nidai. Was he just trying to use the bathroom every time she was in the bathroom, or was she in the bathroom the whole time? I'm guessing she was probably in the bathroom the whole time.
Don't tell me you're crushing on Peko.
It's nothing like that at all. Nekomaru's account is actually Peko's alibi.
I've been trying to use it many times, but the door just won't open at all.
It's true. Someone was occupying the bathroom for a long time shortly after the party started. And it was finally freed up after Byakuya's body was discovered.
Then the person who was in the bathroom that whole time was actually...
Everyone else besides Peko was in the dining hall after the party started, right?
I see. So there's no way anybody else could have locked themselves in the bathroom except Peko.
I guess that would be true.
You locked yourself in the commode? You should have said so earlier.
There's no way she'd actually say that. Gosh, you're so insensitive.
If she locked herself in the bathroom for that long, there's no doubt. Oh, there's no way she'd admit it. There's no way she'd admit she was taking it.
Okay.
Hey, weren't you guys taught any basic manners, or were you raised in a locker room?
I'm sorry.
It's fine. How about we stop talking about this and move on to something else?
Don't worry, the smell wasn't that strong. I used the bathroom right after you, so you can trust me.
Oh my gosh.
I said it's fine.
But still, you were in the bathroom for a really long time. Did you get food poisoning or something?
As soon as I stepped into the office, I felt this sudden rush of pain in my stomach. Because of that, I was unable to leave the bathroom, including when the blackout occurred.
Hey, how did it feel to do your business in the dark? Did you get excited?
I'm just gonna click. I hope you're alright with that.
Seriously, stop it.
But still, your stomach pain. Was that really just a coincidence?
Hey, what's the deal? Don't butt into other people's business, especially if you didn't do any investigating.
I'm only butting in because you idiots are out of your element.
Rage. Stop this childish nonsense. Just what do you mean by coincidence?
I mean, y'all are speculating. Y'all are just assuming she was in there, so...
What I mean is it possible someone slipped her some laxatives?
Laxatives?
If so, the killer could have tripped the breaker as soon as that girl left the office, don't you think?
Exactly. Like, you have such pretty eyes. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. Did y'all think of that? Eyeliner? Oh, bleak. How'd you get the edges, like the feathering up there? The corner? That's nice.
I see. That might have happened.
The question is whether Pico's stomach ache was a coincidence, or if someone intentionally caused it. I see. Depending on the answer, the outcome of this trial could change drastically. Yeah, let's do the party dishes.
Did you eat anything weird?
I don't remember eating anything weird.
Naruto made her a
Now that you
plate.
mention it, you brought food to the office, right? Just a little bit from the dining hall.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
Taro cooked the food. How suspicious!
I wouldn't do anything like that! Laxatives would ruin the taste!
No, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
Crap!
Okay. Exactly. Everyone should have been sick. Huh. Because Pika wasn't the only one who ate those dishes. Oh, especially, floating devices chick.
Did you eat anything weird?
Okay.
I don't remember eating anything weird.
That's
Now
what I
that you
could think
mention
of.
it. You brought food to the office, right? Just a little bit from the dining hall.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
No, that's wrong! No, it's impossible that laxatives were slipped into the food in the dining hall. Because Pekka wasn't the only one who ate that food. Akane ate some of it too.
She ate a lot of it.
If the food had laxatives in it, I'm pretty sure Akane would have had stomach issues as well.
She should have stomach issues anyway. That chick ate a lot and fast.
I feel totally fine.
What? Okay.
Like I said, the dishes are innocent. Don't go making weird accusations.
I apologize for causing a scene. Fuyuhiko should apologize, not you. He's the one who made the laxative accusation.
He had to ask.
What the did you say?
Oh, shoot. Jerry!
Cease this bickering! Let's just dismiss Pekko's stomachache as a coincidence and go back to discussing the blackout.
Why? Why? Anyway, okay, whatever. Go ahead, dismiss it.
Yeah. We already know that, you trashy skank. You don't have to tell us.
Yikes.
Trashy skank?
As long as the murder happened during the blackout, then the blackout itself is what's actually important. So we need to make it clear how that blackout occurred. That's not exactly true because the blackout was able to happen because Pika wasn't in the room. So how is that irrelevant? Oh no, what? Sure. A lot of things.
Who tripped the breaker and how did they do it? If you can't answer that, I'm gonna bop you on the head.
Did they throw a stone and hit it?
No. I don't know. No, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to.
Crap!
Who tripped the breaker and how did they do it? If you can't answer that, I'm gonna bop you on the head.
Did they throw a stone and hit it?
Maybe they used a remote control?
They probably messed with the breaker.
It does not have to be the breaker. They may have tampered with the power supply and transmitters. Or maybe they caused a power surge?
I agree with that.
Yeah. Ugh.
It's just as Mahiru said. The blackout was caused by a power surge. Of course, that's not a coincidence. Someone caused it intentionally.
How do you do something like that intentionally? That would take a lot of work. I'm like, I mean, just in your apartment or your home, cabana, whatever kind of home you live in, how many things would you have to plug in to cause a power surge? Do you know? No, how do you freaking figure that out? 7 irons, 3 irons, a washing machine, run the washing machine, dryer, refrigerator, turn on all the TVs and plug in 3 irons? Like, how do you figure this out? Was he? Okay. That's fine. Moving on.
Which is why those 3 irons were arranged to cause the blackout.
Oh my gosh. Give me a break.
When you found them right after the blackout, the irons were still on, right?
So by leaving those irons on in the storage room, they deliberately caused a power surge.
How horrible is that cabin? Or whatever place? How horrible is it that if you plug in 3 irons, the whole place shuts down? How bad?
Yeah, it seems that's how the killer caused the blackout.
It's a 24-hour supermarket. I am not getting over this. It is a supermarket. And it's cabins. So it's just 3 irons away from shutting down. That's it. I'm done. I'm done.
Stupid fool! Hold on a second. Let me speak too.
Yes, please do.
What the heck?
You say the irons in the storage room were used to trigger the blackout?
Maybe, but we are also talking about, we should also be talking about the alarm or the setting put on the AC unit too, right? The timer?
That's inexcusable!
I didn't know you were so passionate about irons.
If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on...
Oh, I forgot.
You're saying they went all the way to the storage room?
What?
And that means everyone who was in the dining hall...
Uh-huh. I lost the... I didn't even have my hands on the keys anymore, so...
If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the store? Then that means everyone who was in the when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
No, just because people were in the dining hall doesn't mean they're not a suspect.
But the people in the dining hall weren't able to cause the blackout. If the irons caused the blackout...
Allow me to cut through those words!
Okay.
The irons are just one reason the blackout occurred, but they weren't the direct trigger. The direct trigger was when the air conditioners in the dining hall and office clicked on.
Air conditioners!
Ooh. 14 R's.
The timers for both air conditioners were set to 11:30 p.m.
11:30 p.m. Mr. Ham Hands died around that time too!
I see. When the timers activated the air conditioners, the breaker was tripped and caused a blackout. I see. I understand. Indubitably.
Indubitably?
They probably checked the old building's energy usage in advance and used the irons to nearly max it out.
What? Where would you find this information?
So once they set the air conditioner's timers, they just had to wait until they started up on their own.
If so, even if Pekka was in the office, it still would have been possible to cause a blackout, indubitably.
Indubitably? Miss Sonia, not you too.
Boy.
Regarding the energy usage, they probably asked Monokuma about it.
Dun dun dun!
Is she right? Such a hateful bear! You deserve to die 1,000 deaths!
Ooh.
1,000, you say? If I died that many times, I might really stay dead, you know?
Shut up! You guys just stay quiet!
I couldn't have prevented the blackout even if I was in the office. But even so, I feel regret. If I was in the office, I could have reset the breaker in time. And maybe the murder wouldn't have occurred.
No. It went fast, though, and you probably couldn't even reach it. Maybe.
No. The breaker in the office was built into a high area of the wall that's impossible to reach. Resetting the breaker in that darkness would have been impossible.
And it was
no matter
dark.
what.
Yeah.
Sounds like you don't need to blame yourself.
Even so, the killer is so sly. I'm starting to worry we may never actually find them.
You don't have to worry about that. Once the trial is over, if you don't find him, you're all gonna die, so... Smiley face?
It's alright. You don't have to worry. Because they're just a petty killer, right? They can't defeat symbols of hope like you guys.
Yeah.
There's no way everybody will lose now. This little incident will just be a stepping stone for you all. In the end, hope always wins. That's what I believe.
Nagito? What happened to you?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, you have been saying this whole time that there's no way a killer could be among us.
Oh, is that so? Well, let's just put that minor detail aside for now and talk about the incident. For now, we found out how the blackout occurred. But the question is, who caused it, right? Anybody could have hid and set the timers for the air conditioners. Setting up the irons in the storage room could have been done before Byakuya set foot in the old building.
And who had access to the building before anyone else?
What a shame. Any one of us is capable of that.
What are you implying?
He's just saying, after all this time, we still haven't made any progress.
Huh? Even though we have been arguing for so long?
Literally 50 minutes to this day. To the second 50. 2, 1, 51 minutes.
Unfortunately, it's the truth. Despite the fact that we've discussed this at length, there's not even one clue that leads to the killer. But that might be because there's no way any of us could be a killer.
Stop being weird.
You're changing your story again?
Anyway, I have an idea about what we all should do at this point. Has anyone thought about our situation like this? Instead of surviving by doubting others, isn't it better to get killed for believing in others?
I'd like to say no. Why don't you die for me, then? Just you die.
Doesn't that mean... Are you saying we should all just give up and die?
Who's for it? Any ayes? No nays, right? Everyone is in agreement? Let's do it.
Nagito, there's definitely something wrong with you.
No kidding.
You guys only think there's something wrong with me because there's something wrong with you. Suspecting each other like this. There's no way that's healthy behavior. Let's stop this already. We don't have to find out who the killer is. I can't stand this anymore. I don't want to do this to my friends.
I don't want to do this either. Are you kidding?
Me too. Please, take me home already. I want to go home and eat candy.
Stop it. If everyone acts like this, I'm gonna...
Everyone calm down.
What is going on?
We're all friends, aren't we? There's no way one friend would murder another.
Then why did Byakuya die?
Heart attack?
Who cares? Let's just give up already.
No one is going to agree to this.
There are no clues that lead to the killer anyway. Not a single one.
That's wrong. I think.
Gee, I wonder who did it.
Did you say something?
'Cause we've already found a clue that might point to who the killer is.
A clue, you say?
You know who the killer is?
You don't?
The killer? I don't know. But we do have a clue about a suspicious person. I think.
I see. Then care to tell me, what's this clue you're talking about?
First of all, let's try thinking about how the killer was able to obtain the knife during the blackout.
Didn't we already cover that? They used glowing paint as a mark.
No, not that. I mean before that.
Right, how do they put it there? Is she asking how the killer got close to that table? Even if they had to obtain the knife by relying on the glow from the paint, in order to do that, they needed to get close to that table while it was still dark.
Let's try examining the situation. Mahiru's diagram might be useful here.
The diagram of where everyone was standing before the blackout, right? Here it is.
Just as I thought. This diagram is the clue. Who the killer is and how they were able to move to the table in the dark. That's clearly shown in this diagram. First, we need to discuss how the killer was able to move to that table in the dark. The killer probably used something to help them move in the dark. What? Bianca was using the night vision goggles, right? Then there's no way the killer could have used them. Crap! I guess that's not what the killer used to move in the dark. Oh, well, yeah, no kidding. What he used to move in the dark. The lamp! He used a cord! Oh! Bum bum bum. No. Seriously. I think he used the cord on the lamp to find the table.
Here! The killer must have used the desk lamp to move to that table in the dark.
The desk lamp? I hope you don't mean they turned on a light or something.
No, Nagito, meh.
There was a blackout. There's no way the killer could have used the desk lamp.
Of course, there's no way they used the desk lamp's light. The killer actually used the power cord, the light bulb, the weight of the desk lamp.
I can prove it with this. They didn't turn the desk lamp on. They used its power cord.
The power cord?
They could have felt their way to that table using the power cord, right? By doing that, the killer was able to move to the table, then use the glowing paint to find the knife.
And there's only one person here who could have done that.
Ooh.
Who?
The person who reached the table by feeling along the desk lamp's power cord. That person would have been able to grab the desk lamp's cord right when the blackout happened. Oh, I wonder who it was. Nagito.
You're the only one!
I freaking knew it.
Nagito, it was you, wasn't it?
Me?
Yeah?
Judging from everyone's positions before the blackout, the only person near the power cord was you.
I mean, he was so close to the table, he didn't really even need the cord. He could have just reached around and found it.
Which means the only one who could have felt their way to the table using the power cord was Nagito!
That's just a coincidence.
To be fair, I don't like the dude, but to be fair, anyone could have. If you just was blackout, turn around 90 degrees, go back 7 steps, bend down, reach under, boom, table. Like it's not impossible for it to be someone else to have done it.
But still, you had a chance, right? A chance to hide the knife under the table?
Nagito's chance to hide the knife under the table was when he was cleaning.
I see! Nagito, weren't you cleaning the dining hall all morning? If so, you would have had a chance to hide the knife.
That's...
If you factor in the power cord and the time you spent cleaning, you're the only one who could have done it.
Seriously? That's all just a coincidence.
If it was just one coincidence, it'd be fine. But when it's one right after another...
And when you're acting like a weirdo creep...
I wonder, is something like that even possible?
Could it be? Did you give yourself cleaning duty on purpose so you could hide the knife under the table?
I mean, he made the sticks. He made the sticks for the drawing on who would clean the room. Come on.
Now that you mention it, Nagito did prepare the drawing to pick who cleaned the dining hall.
To be honest, I already prepared a drawing because I assumed something like this would happen. Yeah, how convenient. You're so prepared for murder. To go to the trouble of preparing this, just what did you think would happen? Whoever draws the chopstick with the red mark on it will be in charge of cleaning, okay? And then he made it seem as though it was just by chance that he got it. You almost got us there, Nagito. Does that sound fair?
You rigged the drawing, didn't you? That's how you got picked to clean the dining hall, isn't it?
I don't know if you're the killer or not, but regardless, it proves that you're suspicious, right?
See? That's why I try not to volunteer for activities. Then you're the #1 suspect for murder. Just kidding.
If that's the case, that strange speech you made earlier, that was part of your plan too.
Uh-oh. He's cracking the knuckles. He's getting those hands ready.
You got us to lower our guard and tried to hide the fact that you did it, didn't you?
Well, just admit it already!
Wow, he's even paler than usual.
Nagito, tell me you object to this. Frankly, I don't want to believe it either. We investigated together. You were so kind. I can't believe you're the one who killed Byakuya.
Dude, have you seen those documentaries where I think it was even in the Ted Bundy one on Netflix where he helped the cops investigate? Oh my gosh, and he was the one who killed the people? Dude, that was crazy.
Nagito, say something.